Hey everybody, BDF44 coming at you with another video. So, I've talked about James Harden headed to the Brooklyn Nets and touched on the fact that I would probably make some more videos in regards to the situation because there's so many other things going on around it. This is the aspect of the trade that I'd like to talk about. The Cleveland Cavaliers were able to acquire Taurean Prince and Jarrett Allen in the deal. And you know, to be honest with you, I love it for them in terms of bringing back high level talent and not having to dish out really a whole lot of anything. I don't know what they gave up in this deal. If anything, they're just taking on salary dump of like Torian Prince or something to make the numbers work. I don't even think they gave anything up. I look around, did they have to give up a pick or something? Maybe they gave up a pick and brought back Jarrett Allen, who I think is on the verge of being an all-star caliber center. He's like, to me, he's like a Rudy Gobert East light, if that makes any sense. And it's like and they bring back Torian Prince, who's a high-level role player, somebody who could probably give you about 18 points off your bench or even start for you and guard some of the better players on the other side. He's a 3-and-D guy who has the ability to get to the line. I mean, he's average, but his skill set is coveted. So it's like, they came up. Clearly, they came up. I could argue they may have won the trade. But now it's about the fit. And quite honestly, they have a lot of trees. I saw Larry Nance Jr. Said that Sexton, Colin Sexton is the name of their best player, and so they call Cleveland Sexton at this point. Sexton is a land of the trees. I'm paraphrasing, but it says something like that, and it's the truth. They have a lot of tall players. None of them are shooters. None of them. Now, I said in the last video that Jarrett Allen could shoot the three, but that's not necessarily his game. I'm saying if you put him back there and you leave him open, he won't be bashful. I'm not saying you want him shooting jumpers all over the court. We know that Andre Drummond, he's not shooting. You don't want him shooting threes. Larry Nance Jr. can stretch the floor, but like Jarrett Allen, you don't want him out there all the time. You just, occasionally he'll take a spot up 20-foot jumper comfortably. If he's left open at three, I've seen him hit it many times. So he can, he's a competent shot maker from the power forward position, but he's more of a traditional big than your average four in this era. Kevin Love, if he ever comes back healthy, you know he can play. You know he can fit in any system. Like Kevin Durant, as I said in the last video, I think the same about Kevin Love. I don't think there's a system, an offense of any kind that he won't flourish in because of his skill set and his ability to pass the ball, particularly that full court pass that he's known for. Even if it's a high-powered, fast-paced offense, he could still be highly effective because of some of the stuff that he just does out there. So I don't think there's a system that he doesn't fit in. And of course, they still got JaVale McGee, NBA three-time champion, and he's really playing great to start the season, just like he did to start every season for the last 4 years. He just starts seasons really, really well at this stage of his career. I would love for him to come back to the Lakers. If there's a buyout possibility, I think he should be priority number one for my squad. We just miss what he brings to the table. I want him back so very badly. So at this point in time, it's like, all right, that's what it's about, Cleveland. You are the big store, basically. If the team in the league needs a big, they should come to you. And that's not a bad strategy when you're a small market team. I said it a long time ago. When they first hired their GM, his name is Kobe. I don't remember his last name. I think it's Kobe. I don't want to mess it up. It's a bunch of Kobes that I know of, not named Kobe Bryant, and I just don't want to mess his name up. But his name is definitely Kobe. And he was a gunslinger. He came out the gate, just like the Rockets GM is doing right now. He came out the gate in Cleveland, was making good deals. And I really like the guy. I think he's a hot shot GM that's going to come along and continue to make noise. And some of the deals that he's made, including this one, just reminds me that they do have a real GM in place after David Griffin left. So Cleveland Cavaliers, you're in good hands. I like that guy. The question is, what's the vision? What is the vision for the team? I made a video on the Cleveland Cavaliers. So I'm aware of their roster. You guys can go back and see what I'm talking about in that regard. I don't want to break it down all the way right now, but they got some guys I like at just about every position. Colin Sexton and Garland are stars, but they're not on the floor right now. Both of them are dealing with injuries. Isaac Okoro is their young hotshot rookie that they drafted in the high teens this year. He's a player that's just coming back from injury, but can really, really help you on both sides of the floor when he fully develops. Porter Jr. is a young player. He's out for personal reasons. Unlike Kyrie's situation, the team is very aware. It's not a controversial thing going on there, but he hasn't played all season. He's a high-level player ascending in nature. You will see him get better as his career progresses. So they got a bunch of guys, man. That's the point. The Cleveland Cavaliers are not lacking depth. They're certainly not lacking size. And at this point, it's just about, okay, can we get something that makes it all make sense? That's what Cleveland needs to do. Trade some of those bigs for some shooters. Trade one of those bigs for just what you need, whatever it is that you need. You know, Colin Sexton is your, like I said, Cleveland is now Sexland. He is going to be the face of your franchise. Maybe trade Drummond. You know, I was told, I guess I can say, they said, whoever they were, that Drummond's contract is going to be expiring at the end of the season. So that tells me that the Jarrett Allen acquisition was about that. Not only giving themselves insurance if he leaves, but enabling themselves to have leverage if they want to trade him. You know, they can do that. So I think that's the most logical approach at this point. I don't think there's a reason to go even have Drummond on the floor no more. At this stage, you keep Jarrett Allen. That's the guy I would keep if I'm them. And just see what happens. You know, I think there's a pretty solid market for Andre Drummond. I don't know that it's amazing because of the nature of his game, but teams like the Celtics have wanted Drummond for a long time. The Lakers, we have some players that I think Cleveland would be happy to acquire in THT and Kyle Kuzma. I think we could be in play for one of their bigs. Now, don't get it twisted. You guys know I don't want to give up THT. Ain't no way in hell I'm going to agree to giving up THT. But I understand that he's going to be a free agent at the end of the season. I don't know that we keep him. There's no way that we give him what he's going to be offered elsewhere. So maybe it would be wise to consider what it looks like if we can get back something for him in the event that we believe we can't keep him. Because he is going to be a 30-minute per game guy in this league. And as efficient as he looks and as young as he is, he needs to be somewhere where he can spread his wings. He needs to be on a team where he's going to be a top-level starter, like really. And he will flourish in that situation. He can't get that here. He's not going to get that here. We got AD locked up for 5 years. We got Bron locked up for 4. That there's no opening for THT to settle into any type of star level role here. And I think that's the type of player he's trying to become. I think that's the type of player his skill set is going to give you, going to make him. So I can see the Lakers letting him go, especially if it gets us a win now piece, a center like a Jarrett Allen, like a Drummond. I definitely see him being a part of a deal. Kyle Kuzma's on a 4-year deal, $40 million, very movable. We can attach that to THT and really get us back something that could help us win this championship. Again, not ideal if you're asking me personally, because I don't believe in giving up young talent under any circumstance. But when the numbers don't add up and when you know you can't re-sign guys, you got to do what you got to do. So I see the Lakers possibly doing something like that. Because we have some needs. So yeah, the Cleveland Cavaliers can look all over the place. We're not the only team they're going to be able to make a trade with. They can look at every team in the league and say, yo, we got Drummond. We got Love. We got McGee. We got Allen. We got Nance. What do you want? Let me tell you what I want. You know, so Cleveland's in a fantastic position to make trades right now. About as good a position as anybody. The question is, do they want to? You know, I don't know. You know, maybe this is the vision they have, to overload on bigs. And while if this is fantasy basketball, it's a fantastic strategy. In real basketball, in this era, very bad strategy. Extremely bad strategy. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I don't think they keep all these bigs. Like I said, I'd be surprised to see Drummond even put the uniform back on. I expect him to get traded today, just personally. But we'll see. And that's what I got. About 10 minutes. There's other aspects of this trade, as I've said in other videos. I'm gonna give you probably more videos going forward on various conversations that this thing can bring us. And yeah, I'm looking for more trades. Like I said, I think this is the beginning. I think teams are going to be doing some reactionary stuff. If I'm the Boston Celtics, I'm trying to get one of them bigs from Cleveland right now. Like that. I like Daniel Tice. Williams is out. They need a big. They need a big bad. They need a big bad because at this point, you have to understand that the Brooklyn Nets don't have a big. So whoever has a big is going to be able to attack them in those areas. So if you don't have a big and they don't have a big, you don't have a chance of beating them. Like that's the Celtics are going to get swept. As great as I think those two stars are in Tatum and Brown, and I know that Kemba Walker's going to be back this week. I think he's going to be back very soon, maybe today even. You know what I'm saying? I'm very, very certain that Peyton Pritchard is a player. He's the real deal. So they got some pieces that you can be excited about. Naismith is on the back of that bench. Everybody says he's a fantastic shooter. Looking forward to seeing if he can get some minutes at some point. So they still have a lot of guys that can help them that aren't bigs. But Brooklyn is going to destroy Boston if they don't adjust their big situation. So yeah, Danny, call Kobe. That's your move now. Call Kobe and get one of them damn bigs. So yeah, that's what I got. My name is BDF44 once again. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm out.